Well, the thing about the rainy day exam coupon is you have to know what you did wrong first. And I'm not going to grade it early. I grade them all at once. Well, I mean, only because it's not fair that way. I grade the whole exam one question at a time to make sure nothing screws up the class. So here's the deal. I don't want to grade them one at a time because of the way I ask questions. Like, what do you think? How would you answer? You almost can't answer those in isolation. I need to make piles of answers. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I can't do it in isolation because of it. So it sucks for those who did really well on the first exam because then you can't use it, and but statistically, if you did well on the exam, you're not going to need it anyway. That's historically what I've been looking at, so apologies. Not the answer you wanted to know. So anyway, check the numbers, make sure things add up correctly. Don't forget about the rainy day exam coupon. You either other class. Actually, I have to be watching this, sorry. They're watching their own class. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Anyway, the website is down, the network is down, allegedly. If you need to get to our pages, they're right here. I'll still be able, I think, maybe, I think I still should be able to upload class videos to YouTube, and they're independent links off of this website. So by all means, you should be, assuming I can get them uploaded somehow, which we'll see, we'll see. You can still get to the link this way. It's a ridiculous thing you have to type in. You usually don't have to type it in, you just click on a button. But that's it. All cap, or no, the M-A-T-H is caps, everything else is lowercase. Lowercase, that's caps. Let's make sure we make a note of that. Caps. Your quizzes are in the process of being made, but they're not uploaded yet. So the same thing goes with them. And with this network being down, uploading quizzes is a challenge. I can do that from my home, I think. Yeah, I can FTP them from the house. I'll figure it out. I can't now promise they'll be up at 4 p.m. anymore. I was going to work on it on office hours today and upload them. I was going to do it yesterday, but office hours went away with meetings and students stopping by, which is great. I want you to stop by. Please don't not stop by. But the quizzes got pushed back because of that. Corbin, question.
That's the exam up yet?
It's not. It's not. I'm thinking middle of next week, somewhere in there. That gives you like a 2.5 weeks to work on it. So I'm trying to get more of an idea. I kind of want to see where I want it to go. I've got good ideas floating around in my head. I've been focusing so much on the little tiny quiz assessments that the big picture assessment hasn't come to me yet. I'm giving another week or so, and we'll get it up for you. I won't cut you short on like a week to work on it. You'll have at least 2 weeks to work on it. And when is your exam date? Is it Tuesday or Thursday? It's a Thursday. Yeah, it's even better because you'll have more time.
So if we do the exam, like we have all this time to work on it.
Yeah.
What are we actually doing in class on the day?
I've got we won't be here for 2 hours. I'll tell you that much. What I usually have been doing in the past is, okay, let me give you the full answer. The full answer is I have to do something in that class period by contract. Now I know some people just cancel that exam and they make it do a week. They're actually in breach of contract when they do that. And me being the Eagle Scout that I am, I can't do that. So I said, okay, I gotta do something, define something. Oh, you're not gonna define something? Okay, I'll define it myself. So what I think we're gonna be doing is instead of doing the Survey Monkey that I usually do, we're gonna come together. I wanna get your guys' takes on the class. What you would change, what you wouldn't change, which would keep exactly the same as it is. I'll still have an online option available if you don't want to talk about it in class. But I really want to get student feedback on many of the things that you guys are doing this term is a result of student feedback from previous terms. Like make the exams out of class. You know what? Let's try that. I've been asking students that question for years. Should we have all out of class assessments or should it be half and half? And for years and years it was like 60-40. Keep some in class, it's 40% say keep them all out of class. Last term was the first time it flipped over to 40-60. I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot and see what happens. So I want to get feedback on that. So essentially, I want to get a student eval that's better than the one COCC uses, which I think is pretty lame. Although I'd like you to do that anyway. I mean, I have to do those by contract too, so eventually you guys will get a link for those. But that's what I'm leaning towards right now. So you'll turn the exam in, and then we'll talk about the exam, the projects, the quizzes, the class experience, the videos, everything. And I want to get your guys' feedback, because you know how you learn. As much, if not more, than I know how you learn. I'm just trying to hit as many different people as I can, as many different ways as I can. So that's what I'm leaning towards right now. That or just a ball buster of a final. I don't know, one or the other. Make sense?
Yeah.
So by contract, I have to do something in that time. So I'm like, you know what? Come in, maybe get some coffee, and just sit down and kind of talk about the class. So, and I know that some people don't feel comfortable doing that one-to-one, so I'll still have an anonymous online survey if you want to do that. But this is my way of just, I like brainstorming with people with stuff like that rather than individual feedback. So if I can get more. I'm leaning towards that. It should not, it will not take us 2 hours unless you want it to. I mean, what the hell? You can also make it 2 hours if you want. But it's up to you guys. Okay? And I saw a hand go up, I thought. Imelda.
Yeah, so that we don't have to bring like a calculator or like.
On that day? Nah. Everything will be done before you even walk in the room.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't forget though, those coupons, like the quiz coupon and things like that. Don't forget to use that the rainy day from the first exam. Your last project is due in the week before, so that won't be an issue. Now, just bring stuff with you, including your ideas. That's what I really want to hear about. Yes. Other questions? Yes. It's strange because there's this idea in academia that you have to get a final exam. And it's funny because if you look at the wording in the, it says there must be an assessment given in that block in parentheses, usually a comprehensive final. I said, oh, it says usually. It doesn't say a comprehensive final. It says usually. I'm pretty unusual. Therefore, we wash that out and we do something else. So unfortunately, by contract, there has to be something in that block. I just canceled it for you guys, and I turned in the exam the week before. But bound by the letter of the law a little bit. So, good question. Thank you for that. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. Other questions? How's week 7? You guys okay? Is having more quizzes available okay?
Yes.
That's okay. Okay. One student said these quizzes seemed easier than some of the previous ones have been.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. Granted, a lot of this was technology. A lot of it was running things through a machine. That's fantastic. That's good. That makes me happy. Some of them were new. The snowfall one obviously was brand new because we just got the 25 inches of snow a couple weeks ago. I'm going to we have an in-class one to do today, so that's one more quiz. I've been watching your quiz totals. I've been watching them and your progress report as they come out. They remind you still have 2 more to do or 3. I've been watching those numbers and we hit 0 on some people the first time last week. So we are definitely, you guys are, on average, you guys are right where you should be to have more than enough quizzes in your queue for the end of the term. Yeah?
How much, on average, does it raise your grade the more you do?
It's tricky to answer that question, Lauren, because it depends on what your grade currently is.
Okay.
Now, I can speak on mode, not average right now. The modal grade in this class is an A, which makes me extraordinarily stoked. So, on average, you're not raising your grade all that much. Okay. It's not so much that you're raising the grade, it's that you're also not lowering it. Because you guys are kicking ass on the quizzes. Again, the modal grades on the quiz are 9s and 10s, which means you're maintaining your grade. Okay. And at this point in the game, there are so many points in that even if you get a 2 or a 1 or a 0 on a quiz, it doesn't even change your grade hardly at all. It's very hard to realize that when I hand back assessments and you get, say, a 2 on a quiz, you're like, ah! But then you look at your progress report, I have 98% in this class, how can that be? Because that's a 2 out of 10. And you got a 98 out of 100 on your exam. So if it makes you feel better, take 8 of those 98 points and give them to your quiz and call that a 10 out of 10. And call your exam a 90, and it's the same exact average, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing is I'm doing the weighted average for you via how I weight things. So rather than making the quiz and the project and the exams all out of 100 points and then making you multiply by some stupid factor later on, I'm just making the point values weight themselves. A quiz is 1/10 of an exam. A project is 1/4 of an exam. But you never have to use the numbers 1/10 and 1/4 because they're built into the grades. Which I know is confusing as hell. Somebody just asked me, what's this project out of? You have to keep track of that in your mind. But then at the end of the day, you just add everything together and it's automatically weighted. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's why you can bomb a quiz and protect your average. But then I felt bad about that, which is why I put the rainy day coupon up for the quiz. You can correct that bombed quiz if you want to and get the points back. It's a weird grading system, I know, but it's designed to protect you. That's kind of the idea. It's as weird as it is. It's kind of worth the upfront effort to understand it because it does protect you in the long run. So, as you guys are demonstrating from your grades. Imelda, go ahead.
So I was on the COCC website this morning.
Yes. Lucky you.
I know, but now I don't know if that's the reason. But on Project 2, the spreadsheet, one of them I saw it was like 37 something pages, and the other one was like 100. I don't know if it's because I got not so lucky.
No.
When I actually
They are not 37 and 100 pages long. No. There are 4 sheets in each one. One of them takes a little bit long to load because it's full of data and random numbers, but don't print it. Okay. You're opening it and using it with the F9 button, which you'll see in the actual, they're not 100 pages long. Sweet Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, God only knows what's going on right now in the Matrix. I think Agent Smith is afoot. So we're gonna let that go for right now. Whew. No, not 100 pages. I would never torture you with that. Cool? All right. Now, today I got 2 experiments planned. I want to continue what we were doing last time, which was the idea of distributions of probabilities.